Well, good morning, Homestead family. Today we're going to talk about growing microgreens outside. We'll be right back after the break. Well, welcome back, Homestead family. Do y'all like salad? Me and Nancy love salad, and in the fall it's fun to grow salad. We grow all kinds of lettuce out in our grow tables, out in our container garden. It's fun to grow, it's fun to watch it mature, it's fun to harvest, and most of all, it's fun to eat it. It adds an added dimension to any meal on the table, especially when it came out of your own garden. So we enjoy growing the different varieties of lettuce and bok choy and things like that. Anything, that we can add in, to our radish, green onions, salad, salad radishes, bok choy, things like that. We just love it. And one of the things that we really like to top off the top of that salad with is a little bit of microgreens. And microgreens are nothing but little tiny baby seedlings of radishes and kohlrabi and things like that. But they're fun to grow. They grow very fast. 10 days or so you have microgreens, and it adds an added dimension to every salad. It makes it interesting and fun to grow. So today I wanted to go through how we do our microgreens down here on our homestead down in Florida. It's nice and warm in the fall, and before we get to those freezing temperatures, if we even get a freeze in the winter time down here, it won't be until most likely late December, January, somewhere in there, and then it's not very many of them. But so what we can do is grow ours outside. And the way we do that is we use these trays here. I bought these trays at greenhousemegastore.com online. And if you'll notice that the tray is very shallow, see, it's only about 1.5 inches deep. And the trays have holes in them for drainage. They're slotted drain holes in there. And that is because I water my microgreens and let them drip outside in the grow rack and the seed starting rack behind me here. And I don't have to worry about anything dripping like I would in the house. If I was inside under grow lights, indoors, that I wouldn't want anything to drip out and make this huge mess in the house. I would have to have this without the drain holes, and I would have to bottom water the tray and let the microgreens wick the water from the bottom up. But since we're doing it outside, it's easy and simple just to have the slotted tray, and I can lightly water the top of it, and we'll go into the watering later on as soon as these germinate, and I'll show you how I do that. But anyway, the slotted shallow trays is what you want if you're doing it outside, okay? The next thing you want to get is a really good seed starting mix, and I like to use this one. It's called Black Gold Seedling Mix, and this is a very fine, very rich seedling mix. There's no little sticks in it. It's very clean and very soft, and that makes it ideal for growing your microgreens, because I can get it nice and flat and get all that air out of it easily, and it's a good rich seedling mix, so that's the one we use. The next thing is I got my seeds from johnnyseed.com online, and we have 3 varieties today. And the first variety is the confetti. It's a mildly spicy microgreen, and it consists of purple and green radish. The second one is the mild micro. It consists of cabbage, kale, and kohlrabi. That sounds good just in itself. And the last one is the spicy micro. It's got red and green mustards in the in the seed pack. So these three varieties are what we're going to be planting today, and you can eat each one of these separately on a salad, or you can combine a little bit of each one or all three and together if you want, and make that a good salad topping. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get these things started in a tray, because there's really not much to it, and I just want to go through that with you together, and we'll watch this grow all the way to harvest. Let's get started. Okay, first thing we do is we add in our seedling mix. And as you can see, it doesn't really take very much. And I try to get this nice and even in here. Okay. And the next step is I want to pre-moisten this mix so that it'll hold the seed in place really well, and it'll be easy to water it without disturbing the seeds. So here we go. I turn my little nozzle way down. And this seed mix, remember, it's pretty dry when you first open it up, so I don't mind giving it a little extra water this first time that I'm getting it set up here, like you're seeing me do. Once I get that done, then I let that soak down for a couple of minutes, and I'll tap the tray. That'll be just right. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I want to add my seeds, and I'm going to start off with the confetti. And normally when I do my seeds, you know, I'm real careful about how I put them in. When you're doing this microgreen, you want to just sprinkle them in. You want a good covering of the seeds, maybe 1/4 of an inch apart at the most, and it's okay if they overlap. So what I do is I just go in and I sprinkle a good old layer of them in there. And that's going to give you a very dense germination and emergence that you're looking for. And this is the seed pack that I ordered, as you can see, from Johnny Seed. And one pack did 1 tray with ease. Now once I have that in, then I come back with a light covering of the seed starting mix on top of those seeds. Really, I just want to cover it about 1/4 of an inch of seed starting mix on top of it. If you have vermiculite at home, and you know, you could use vermiculite, you could put perlite on top of it if you want to. I'm just using the seed mix because I have it and it's easy to use and it don't hurt nothing. Okay, so once I have that on there, then I take one of my other trays and I set it on top of it and I push it down. I wanted to make good contact with the soil, with the seeds. That's nice and tight. And at that point, I can do another very light watering if I want. Because remember, we've already watered the bottom. So I just come across the top. And that kind of holds that seed starting mix in place. There we go. Next thing I'll do is I'll add a little tag in here just to keep me organized. There we go. These only take about 10 or 11 days or so before you're ready to harvest these. So this is a fast turnaround. You don't have to wait very long, and this is great for the impatient gardener. So anyway, let me get the rest of the other 2 trays done, and we'll get them over in the seed start rack and get the show on the road. There we go. All 3 of our trays of microgreens are in the seed starting rack and off and running. These are very easy to take care of. Over the next few days, I will lightly water these until I see them emerge. And once the little seedlings come up, I'll show you how I water those as soon as that happens. But remember, this doesn't take very long, so stick with me, and we're going to watch the development of these beautiful microgreens all the way until we get to harvest. So we'll be back in a few days, check on the progress. See you then. Well, welcome back. It's been 2 days since we started our microgreens in the seed starting trays out here on the seed starting rack. Now the spicy and the mild have not emerged yet. They're still under the soil level. The confetti is showing signs of emergence. There's some already breaking the surface, and they're starting to come up in 2 days. So they are getting there. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to continue to water, and I'm going to continue to water with the sprinkle mode of my watering wand very lightly, and I'll water this with the wand until these codlin leaves appear, and then we'll use the mister. So right now I'm just going to use the sprinkle mode, and I'm going to moisten up these microgreens for the day. Okay, let me show you how I do that. Okay, hopefully you can see this. I've adjusted my nozzle down just about as low as I can possibly get it to spray, and I'm using it in the shower mode, right? I'll come over to the trays, and I just moisten it. If I do it any harder than that, I disturb the soil and the seeds, and I break that contact, which is what I don't want to do. So I try to do it just as gently as I possibly can. And that should hold them just fine today. So we'll be back in as soon as these microgreens break the surface and they break out with some codlin leaves. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about how we water it, and we'll also look at the at how much progress they've made. So we'll see you in a couple more days. Well, welcome back, friends. Our microgreens are doing pretty good. They've been out here on the seed starting rack for 6 days today. The last time I talked to you, we had the confetti that had started to emerge, and the spicy and the mild had not broken the surface yet. As you can see, the spicy and the mild have emerged. They have germinated and popped up, and the confetti is doing very good as well. And we were watering our trays at that time with you know, the nozzle set on the shower position so we could get a good saturation of water. But since then, the seedlings have emerged and got above the soil level. If you take a look right here on the confetti, you can see that the stems have got up about maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch long, and all the leaf material is now above that soil level, which is what I want. So at this point, we change our watering wand off of the shower position and we adjust it over to the misting position. And the reason I want to do that is all that soil that's down below the leaves on this, I don't want to splash it up onto the leaves. I want to keep it wet and moistened, but I don't want to disturb the soil any more than I have to. So I'm very, very careful when I water it because it just makes it hard to clean when I get ready to harvest it and eat it. So we'll, from here on out, we'll be watering with the wand set on the mist position for these guys until we're able to come out and make a harvest. And remember, these things don't take very long, so once these get about a couple of more days here, I usually just start another couple of 2 or 3 trays and have them come in behind these. So we'll be back in the days ahead and we'll watch how these things progress all the way up until harvest. We'll see you then. Well, here we are, day 9 of our microgreens since we started them from seed in the seed trays and got them out on the seed rack. If you'll look up close, you can see these things have really made some pretty good progress, remarkable progress for just 9 days. And if you look close right here in this confetti, I really like the way these stems are colored. They got the red and the purple stems mixed in there along with the beautiful green and purple codlin leaves up on the top. So I think that might be my favorite one. But these are beautiful. The spicy's got some purple and green mixed together, and so does the mild. So they've all got some good looking colors in there. It's just I particularly like this confetti one the best, I believe. So anyway, we'll keep watching these and keep them watered, and we'll be back in a few more days. This won't take very much longer. This is day 9, so I'd say we are well over the halfway point. So we'll be coming back soon and harvesting some of this and taking a look at how these things look on a salad. So we'll be back shortly. Well, welcome back, friends. Our microgreens have only been growing for 16 days. They were probably ready 3 or 4 days ago, but I just didn't have time to get to them with everything else I was doing around here. But I decided I'd come out here today and I'd cut some with you and share it with you, and just to let you see how beautiful these microgreens came out growing them outdoors. Come up and take a nice pretty look at them. You can tell that each one of these varieties are growing all about the same. They all look pretty beautiful. The spicy looks really good and thick. It's ready to be harvested. The confetti is actually a little bigger than the other two. That's just simply because they're radishes and they grow faster. And the other is the mild. It's about the same as the spicy, but in growth, speed of growth. But as far as the taste goes, there's quite a bit of difference in the taste, and the colors are absolutely beautiful. So today I wanted to just show you how I harvest it. There's really nothing to it. We just grab some and we snip off and give it a little haircut, and we take as much or as little as we want to get. This will last probably at least a week in your refrigerator if you keep it in a covered container like this. You could leave it out here in the garden for a few more days. Just keep an eye on it and make sure that nothing is starting to get a little bit too much water, and it will start to rot on the edges because it's so dense. So you got to keep your eye on it. But what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to harvest some to take in, and you can harvest just a little bit to top off the top of a salad, or you could harvest enough to make this the entire salad. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to harvest enough to make an entire salad out of the microgreens themselves. So let's come on up and take a little close look in my barbershop here, and let's cut us off a little salad for tonight's supper. Okay, let's start with some of this spicy. All I do is I pull back and you can actually see the soil come up with it like that. See, I go in and I just snip off just above the soil level. And if you can look in here, you see how much moisture that these leaves hold in here, being dense like they are, densely packed in there like that. See how it holds the moisture, how wet that is? That's what you got to watch out for if you leave them out here too long, because they'll be wet, they're staying wet continually, and they'll start to, rot. So you got to be very careful not to let them stay out here too long. It's better to harvest them a little bit early than too late. Okay, there's the spicy. Let's get a little bit of confetti to go in there with it. Same thing, see how it pulls up? And go right in there and get it. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, we'll top it off with a little bit of the mild. There's a nice salad for us tonight. Nothing but microgreens. All we have to do is take this in the house and rinse it off. And Nancy's got a little spinner. She puts it in and it spins it dry. And it is at that point ready to eat. Well, there we go. I got tonight's salad harvested of nothing but a pure old microgreen salad. I can't wait to eat it. So, as you can see, it didn't take very much of this microgreen harvest to make a salad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these right back in the seed starting rack right over here behind me, and come out here each day that we want to have one of these, and I'll keep harvesting this, and we'll keep enjoying it. This right here we'll keep, about a week in the refrigerator. If I wanted to harvest it all at one time, I could put it in here, and that'd save me the trouble of coming outside. But anyway, it's all very easy to grow, and as you can see, there ain't nothing to it. Anybody can do this, and you do it outside, and I didn't have to do anything with grow lights or any of that stuff in the house. So it's an easy way to do it, an easy way to enjoy microgreens with your meal. So I hope that our video brought a little smile to your face and a little joy to your heart today. So until me and Nancy see you next time, we want to thank you for watching. We want to also thank the Lord for these beautiful microgreens. By his hands, we are fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen.
Have a blessed day.